All right, stream can hear us now.
Nice.
All right,
Just
so
checking the volume.
yeah, check the volume. Stream, for those of you who are watching, let us know how we sound relative to the sound of music.
Yep.
I'm not talking about the old movie about what were they, Swedish people? Were they Swedish people?
Swiss, I
Singing?
think?
Swiss people
Swiss.
and the Nazis.
Yay!
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Swiss!
We're Swiss and we can sing, apparently.
Apparently.
Mary Poppins and a bob haircut did something for me when I was a child, I'll just say. But
What is going
why I
on?
like nannies. Anyways,
And
moving on.
demonetized.
Yeah. Look. Compared to some of the other stuff that's out there, if that's what gets us demonetized, I welcome it. I welcome it.
Don't we have to get monetized before we can get demonetized?
Look,
Actually,
all right,
quick question.
I've never been known for doing things in the right order.
Isn't Mary Poppins public property now?
The character, no, I don't think so, because they made another movie for it, and I believe that extended the trademark.
Huh.
I could be wrong. I've been wrong.
Either
at
way,
least once
she's
before.
Disney, and even when the trademark thing is gone, Disney is going to be very petty about it.
I think if you did your own characterization of it, they couldn't do much about it. If she's public use now. Anyways, moving on.
By the way, I
What?
listened to the voices. They are fine.
They're fine. Awesome. So, when last we saw our heroes, Nate the Human Ranger, Gobs the Tabaxi Warlock, Othokent the Lizard Folk Life Domain Cleric, Talah the I can't talk, Half-Orc Druid, and Abraham the Human Wizard. Our friends had made it to the village of Gutwood, the home village for both Talah and Nathaniel, upon which they discovered an impending attack from the Heart of Winter's army. After leaving Talah's father's home, Nate was able to spot the scouts for the army encroaching, and they were suddenly surprised by the arrival of a second Fey army, this one being led by the Song of Autumn, who is the son of the Soul of Winter or the Heart of Winter and the Soul of Summer, and he took great offense to his father extending his realm into before his time, basically. So it was still fall, wasn't his time yet, and they proceeded to attack the army of the Heart of Winter. Our gleeful group of goody two-shoes decided to head towards the graveyard that is outside of town. Along the way, they were attacked by the three generals of the Heart of Winter, two of which they dispatched, and one of them, Nate, graciously allowed to leave and survive for another day, possibly making inroads to friendship there. And upon entering the graveyard, they found the Heart of Winter sitting on the ground, hands and feet covered in mud, as he sat next to an open grave that had been dug, and the tombstone had been turned around, and carved into it was the same inscription that was on Nate's tombstone in Talah's vision. And that's where we're going to pick up this week. Now, I believe you guys said that you wanted a few moments before we actually kick everything off to have had your strategery stuff figured out before entering the place, correct?
Yes.
Yes, that is
Yes.
correct.
Okay, so fill me in. That's the wrong map, and I know it's the wrong map. It's being difficult.
There it is.
All right, so
Lovely.
Do we need to place ourselves?
yeah, go ahead and place yourselves. Obviously, you would be somewhat near him at the beginning of everything, because you would have been having the conversation that was had at the end of last session.
Okay.
Alright, so I still have 2 4th level spell slots that I can use to cast Death Ward.
No, we got all our
If I
spells
didn't-
back, didn't we?
Yeah.
Not
Well,
all of them, everything you'd get back on a short rest.
Oh, a short
Uh,
rest.
And we got 7
short-
levels. Was it 7 or 9 levels worth of spells?
7 slots, I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
7
seven
total spell slots.
Yes. So, like I said, I got my 4th level spell slot back and already had one. I can cast Death Ward twice. It's not a concentration, and it saves you from death once. So who should I cast it on? Nate already has it.
Nate. Oh, Nate already has it.
Yeah, I cast it at the house.
And how it's still lasting?
8 hours.
Okay.
Okay, I think we're fine on that one.
Yeah, 8
I'd
hours.
I'd say
Honestly,
either
Abe.
Abraham or Talah.
I think
I-
Abe.
Yeah, I'd say definitely Abe because he's likely the most squishy.
Yeah.
I could also see Talah because I could see this dude trying to pull some stuff with her.
Hmm.
All right. Yeah.
Sound screen,
Mm-hmm.
so I can prepare for this properly. Apparently, there's some abilities that the other Fae had that I was unaware of. Is there anything that I might be able to infer as power, such as True Sight, or particular resistances overall to magic, yada yada, that a greater Fae might have with an Arcana check?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
No, I know jack shit.
No, you would know some stuff still. Give me a second.
Partial success! Woo!
Could I assist with my research I've done?
If you believe you and him would have talked about it, yes.
Well, I mean, I imagine there would be a high chance of like, so what can we expect from this type?
Yeah,
Right.
Nate would have, like, because he is frightened and wants everyone to be prepared too.
Yeah, well, he's not the only one
Nope.
who's
Give
scared.
it another roll.
On Abe
That's the wrong
and
one.
Talah.
It's the wrong one.
What?
No, it's just an 11.
So while you're talking, for some reason you're possessed to try to do a cartwheel. You stub your toe and it blanks out everything in your mind. But your first initial thoughts that went through your mind will still apply. I mean, he's a Fey Lord, Master of Winter, so obviously ice and cold. They are masters at manipulating not. Like you're probably not going to expect him to be like doing backflips and fighting you sword to sword, but very good at manipulating their environment, commanding their realm, so to speak, right?
Mhm.
Things like that. Very this powerful of one, even though because of the weather change, right? It's obviously going to make him weaker, but still, right? Very, very. They don't have a lot of weaknesses, right? And trying to manipulate one is incredibly difficult.
I was just thinking, I have mirror image and greater invisibility. And I'm like, if he has true sight, these don't matter.
Yeah, I don't know if you would know that because some would, some wouldn't. You would definitely think if you were in his frozen palace, right, in his lair, quote unquote lair,
Domain powers,
things like that
yeah.
would definitely be less effective. But here, you're not quite sure. You can you can also, I would let you infer, if his generals weren't weak to fire, probably not going to be. He's probably not resistant to it,
Mhm.
but he's not going to take like extra damage from it or anything like that. And probably ice and cold, probably not going to do too much to him. But you also, I will say, you would also know that, part of what makes a Fey Lord is just how good they are at manipulation. Both emotional, mental, and of their specific domain. So he will definitely be able to manipulate ice and cold and things like that, and will also probably play some mind games.
I have a question for those of you who know more about being a druid than I do. If I would be casting Barkskin on myself, which is a concentration spell, and I go into a wild shape, does that carry over?
Yes. You still need
Yes.
to roll concentration checks against damage, but yes, the
Fair.
effect will carry over.
Okay. Would it be a good idea to turn into the wolf again here in this situation, or?
I'd say probably, but I'd also say the giant constrictor snake.
Yeah. It's either or, really. I can also turn into something that flies, but I don't think that's gonna help much here.
At the very least, you
Um,
might force him to use some abilities that allows him to teleport.
Yeah.
I mean, phase step is a whole thing, but I don't know if he'd have unlimited of it.
Other thing is, while in wild shape, I can't cast spells.
Yes, so
So I would
pre-casting things
become-
is a good idea.
Yes.
So I'm going to do. Are we allowed to cast spells now, or is this just like a out of quote unquote prep talk phase?
Or if we
As
could
you would have been
done
walking up, what would you have done?
Okay.
And I don't want this to be like, oh, we're gonna game the system and do these 18 things, because I mean, I'm just giving you guys a chance, simply because like you could have said you were doing this as you were walking to. You
Yeah.
knew you were going to the Hunter Winter
Mhm.
last time, and you didn't say these things.
Right.
But I'm letting you go back.
So
Nexus,
yeah.
yes, I'll say. I'm not worried about ammunition count. Are you talking about special arrows you could shoot?
No.
Just normal arrows?
Because I'm
Yeah.
keeping count.
Okay, I'd say I'd say yes.
Okay.
So there's basically two things I could have done while getting over here. It's either casting bark skin on myself, or I would have cast flame arrows again on Nate's quiver.
Where's Nate,
Both
by
of
the way?
that last. And Nate needs to be on the board.
Both of them are up to an hour. So it is both concentration spells. So I'm kind of thinking which one would be better here. Give Nate some extra damage or give myself a bit more protection.
Also, typical Nate, making Talah go
Protect.
first.
But, I mean...
Fine, I'll step to the side and then he can be next to me. And then we are both in front. There we go.
I
kind
do
of
have
thought Gobx would be in front.
I also thought you guys would be across the water.
That's where you envision us. That's fine.
Fine, there.
Yeah, because I mean, you guys would have been yelling from that distance.
I just put my token down somewhere. I had not positioned it yet.
That works.
I did want to ask. No, actually, I think pre-summoning would be a good thing because I have a summon that lasts an hour. It is a concentration summon, though.
Yeah.
How long, as far as timing of spells go, spells that last, how long would you say you were allowed to cast as you're walking your way up, and now we're standing here? How long was that?
It's about a 10-minute walk.
Okay. These spells last a minute, so I'm just really kind of trying to gauge.
As
So
we're reaching this point, I want to cast this. Sorry.
Okay.
On you?
On Talah.
Of course.
I mean... It's also still a question, do I give Nate more damage?
Do what you
Or
want.
do I up my AC? I want some feedback here.
Personally, I'm all for survivability in these cases.
I do agree. It depends on will you be spending the majority of the fight in animal shape?
Depending on how much damage that guy does.
Don't use the flame quiver for this.
Okay. You're
So-
mostly gonna use your sword, I guess?
No, I'm gonna use both, but we saw the damage output.
Yeah,
That is fine.
it was amazing.
So,
I'm
going-
considering whether Armor of Agathis is worth it. Because
Frost
it'll give
damage.
me 20 temporary hit points, but the reflection damage is probably not gonna do a lot. But it is a non-concentration defensive spell.
What are you saying, Cyntari?
oh, I was considering ultimate survival mode. And I'm going to, since I'm a metamagic adept, I have sorcery points. I picked my metamagic options. Greater invis for 2 minutes on Otho.
Woo!
Ooh. Nice.
I like it.
Okay.
Whoops, that was not supposed to be linked. Just ignore that.
All right. So that's all of our prep. So we're going to start right here.
I'm going to
Alright.
drop down the summon I wanted up.
I am going to just click the little bark skin. There we go.
In case it matters, I'm sending my manifested mind above me. I don't know if you need a token for that.
Nah. So as you guys kind of have your standoff and everything, the Heart of Winter is going to stand up. So again, he's barefooted. It's now pouring down rain at this point. So everything is all starting to get muddy and whatnot. So he's got all this mud all over his feet and his hands. He kind of throws the shovel to the side and he just goes, "Now, before things get out of hand, Nathaniel, we can be reasonable about this, can't we? I want to do the kindest thing I've ever done for a mortal today, if you'll allow me."
Allow you what exactly?
If you would just simply give up, I'll leave. I'll take my army, we'll go back home. And just being honest, the amount of energy I had to expel just to get us here will take me generations to recover. It will be so long before I'm able to come back to this world and exact any kind of vengeance. Your children's children's children will be so distantly related to you at that point, it'll be like it's happening to a stranger almost. Think of that. 5 generations of peace. And all you have to do is hand me that sword. Yes, I saw the
Yeah.
rules. I was finishing the speech first.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
fair.
I kind of feel like both Nate and Talah are just smelling bullshit.
Yeah. Can I also prepare to wild shape as soon as combat starts so it doesn't take up a thing in my turn?
So Nate and Talah, he
Yes.
is not lying.
Oh!
Well,
All you have to do is give him the sword, and he'll leave, and he will not come back.
yeah, in a handful of generations, and then he'll be back.
Probably.
You know, that sounds well and fine, but I made a promise to a certain someone that you need to be set straight, because you've forgotten what your real
He is
intentions
just
are.
a foolish girl. She doesn't matter. She doesn't know. What do you know? Nothing! You can give it to me, or I will take it from your corpse. Make your choice.
You're not
And he
touching
just
him.
he reaches out his hand, and he would have moved up just a little bit.
Yeah. Nate is gonna knock an arrow.
I'm gonna step in front of Nate. Not in the way of his arrow, but at least a little defensively.
I'm
You're
just
not
going to
touching
take a
him.
step forward.
He goes, "Fine, we'll do it your way." And he begins to float up. He floats up only about 5 feet, not very high. In the rain that's falling around him, you see it start to hit something, like it's hitting something invisible. And as it does, it starts to build as it turns into freezing rain. And it builds, and now floating around him are 5 or 6 floating ice spears. And he just has his hands out and he goes, "Oh, this is going to be enjoyable." And now we will roll initiative. on the initiative turn order bar that I have cleared beforehand.
Yay! Well done! Can I, as he is lifting off the ground, wild shape, or...
I got a good initiative for once. Woo!
Woo.
Can I, Mr. DM, sir?
What are you wild shaping to?
A direwolf.
Yep.
And
I
I have
said that
advantage
before
on
rolling
this,
initiative, because now I'm going to have to drop it in. Now I'm going to have to edit everything.
Yeah.
Making my life more difficult.
Fire elemental.
Yeah, well, better kill her off then.
No,
No.
not allowed.
Hey, he's saying I'm a pain in his ass, so one way to get rid of that
Challenge
is...
accepted.
By
Really?
the way, my summon shares my initiative, so it doesn't need its own turn.
Okay, so it's 37. That's not a lot in this wild shape form, but we'll manage. Ah, it's also a large beast.
Nice.
Beasties.
Yeah.
So
So
I
do
can
I
see
just-
we have multiple. with
Do I
the
just
same
drop
initiative.
Talah in the corner for the initiative? Yeah, exactly.
You should be able to move Direwolf, Talah.
I can.
Okay.
Beautiful. I'm excited.
So,
Let's do this.
I'll
So,
say Nate
I will-
gets to go first, given.
yeah, I was going to say, I just, you guys decide who's going first.
I will change mine to 22. And then there's Talah and the Frost guy out of Winter.
Talah can go first, so change Talah to 16.
That's just simpler.
That's nice.
Just banish Tallest token to the Nether Realm.
No, it's down there.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
moved it down.
Into the corner with you.
Into the corner where you belong.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to announce what type of Shadow Spawn this is. It's a Despair.
So
I-
edgy.
I need to announce it when I summon it, and the two others
Uh,
don't make sense.
Gobx, is that friendly?
Yeah, it's mine. Well, technically, it's my arms.
Awoo!
And no, it's not friendly. Just, it won't attack us.
Wait, what? Oh, okay.
Not friendly, just dislikes the other guy more.
All right, Nathaniel. What would you like to do?
Yeah, Nate will use his what's it called? Planar Warrior.
Okay.
And then he's gonna shoot. And I imagine that hits. I hope.
Yes, a 31 hits.
Gonna add favorite foe to that.
Okay.
So that's gonna be that, and the favorite foe and the planar warrior, and all of that is force damage, I guess.
All right, Nate, how would you like to do this? I'm joking. Go ahead.
What?
I just wanted to mess with you. All right.
Oh,
You
what the heck!
It hits him squarely in the shoulder. He doesn't flinch very much, but you can tell it definitely did damage.
Yeah. And second attack. Sure, make it a sharpshooter. Misses.
Yeah, that one, as that second arrow flies to him, he actually just catches it and snaps it in his hand and throws it to the side. And he is smirking big time at this point.
I'll get you down yet. And Nate is just gonna stay put for now.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
All right. He is going to take his first legendary action then. And he is going to use Freeze the Will on you, Nate.
Yeah.
I think. Let me make sure you're within range. Boop, boop, boom. Yep, you're in range. He holds his hand up and mutters something under his breath that you guys can't really make out. Do any of you speak, Faye?
Sylvan. Yeah.
Would you still understand it as a wolf? I would think so.
I mean, I have my own brain
Nate
in
also
there.
does.
Yeah. So he's saying arcane phrases under his breath. Nate, you need to make a DC 16 Wisdom save as you
Yeah.
start to hear voices in your head, and it's at disadvantage because of the mark on your back.
Okay.
I'm going to.
and you happen to hear something in your head as this impacts you.
Weak, coward, indecisive, you lead them to nothing but death.
How could she ever love you?
So this bypasses protection from good and evils.
Those who lie
You're
to you.
talking over what's playing. I'll start it over again. Can you even hear it? It seems like it's
Yes.
Yeah, I
quiet.
could hear
Yes.
Yes.
Right, I'll start it over again. Sorry.
Weak, coward, indecisive, you lead them to nothing but death.
How could she ever love you?
Alanasur lied to you. This path brings destruction, not salvation. I look forward to Talah's mourning cries when I lay your corpse at her feet.
All right, so you failed the save, so a couple things happen.
Ow!
So first, you're going to take 3d6 of cold damage, which is 8 damage. And you become emotionally exhausted. So while emotionally exhausted, a character can only make an action, bonus action, or can only make an action or bonus action on their next turn, or move their full movement. This character cannot make any reactions until this state has faded. Characters with a Mark of Winter have disadvantage on the save. That's why it was a straight roll, because his ability would have given him advantage against it, but it becomes a straight roll because he has the mark on his back.
Yeah. And it's until the end of the Heart of Winter's next turn.
Correct.
Yeah. Oof.
Correct. All right.
That hurt
Yeah.
me.
Sorry.
Also, I'm
Gob?
quickly going to put an icon that I have Barkskin.
Okay.
How high up in the air is he currently?
He's only 5 feet. He's just floating slightly off the ground. He's not very
Okay.
high.
Okay, so he is hittable with melee weapons.
Correct.
All right, cool.
You can hit his ankles.
So I share my turn with the shade. Basically, we take the turn at the same time. Just as it shares my initiative count. So I guess we still take full turns, but just on the same count, right?
Let me just correct something. It's not. They're emotionally exhausted until the end of his next turn. So the boss hasn't gone yet. So when the boss goes, then it drops off of Nate. So in this situation, it's basically just making it where he takes damage and he doesn't get any reactions this turn until the Heart of Winter goes. Go ahead.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So the way I understand it, we take separate turns just in the same count. So I'm doing it like that.
That's fine.
Moving to there. And I'm still going to use the arm as a big old fist to punch with.
Okay.
Before I do that, though, bonus action to put Hexblade's Curse on him. No
Go
save
for it.
there. It's just this thing again. And going to attack with the arm. $21.
That hits.
He takes 9 plus 3, so 12, and the second attack. 13 likely does not hit. Does it?
It does not. It does
All right.
not. So again, so he wasn't expecting your arm to bend like it does, and he catches the first one, but the second one of those icy blades just parries it for him. He's not even looking at you; it just parries it for him. So the first hit did 9 damage total.
12, because Hexblade's Curse adds 3.
Okay.
And then my my Shadow Spawn will take its turn. It'll move to there. Now, so long as he is within 5 feet of it, he carries the weight of sorrow. His speed is reduced by 20. So whatever speed he has, it's been reduced by 20 feet so long as he remains within 5 feet of it. And it will then take its attacks. It gets 2 attacks at this casting level.
That
And
hits.
Alright, let's see. For 11, oh, it's cold damage. That probably won't do anything then. I'd read it as necrotic. My bad.
Yep, it does nothing.
Well, it's still going to make its attacks and do a bunch of nothing, and going to slow him.
Mm-hmm.
And that is about all it can do. So it'll just stand there, and it will be flanking though.
Fantastic.
That's
Anything
its
else
turn.
you'd like to do?
No, that's my turn.
Oh, I don't like that. And he's going to take his next legendary action. Boop, boop, boom. Talah, Nate,
Yeah.
Ghost Boy, and Gobs. You need to make a DC 16 saving throw as he
What kind?
unleashes strength. As
Okay,
he
so he uses-
unleashes his ability to manipulate cold, the rain begins to pelt you as sleet. Frost begins to crawl up, and ice starts to bind across your body, attempting to hold you down and to crush you under its weight. So
Okay.
it's a DC 16 strength saving throw. If you succeed, you take half damage of the 9d8 of cold.
So I now use the physical stats of the wolf, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
How does that work? Because it has a +3 to strength. Do I still use my proficiency with that?
If you're proficient in strength saves, then yes.
I'm not, so I don't.
Would
Gotcha.
the wolf be?
I don't know. Does it say on the stat block? So I don't know. Is it?
It'd be off of you. So if you make the save, it's DC 16. So if you make the save, you will take 16 points of damage. If you fail the save, you will take 33.
It's more whether or not a dire wolf is proficient in strength saves,
It
yes or
is
no.
not. It
Okay.
would say on the sheet if it was.
Okay, so it's just a +3. Hey! 16! Let's go! I
What
made it!
is this DC on making that concentration save? 16?
What is it? It's 10 plus half the damage.
So
Right.
26.
It's half damage or 10, whichever's higher.
Okay, so it'd be
Okay,
16.
16.
So it's half damage, so
Yeah, Abraham, you were outside the reach of it.
16.
No, was I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you and Othokent were outside the range.
Oh,
It's 30
Ghost
feet.
Boy. I thought you were making fun about Othokent being invisible. You meant the spawn.
I also
Yeah.
need to roll
The lizard and the wizard.
concentration.
We too cool for cool.
I will be right back.
Okay.
I made the bark skin check.
Nice.
Right. I also need to make concentration check to see if the ghost persists.
Bark skin is only upping AC, right? It doesn't give any kind of resistances.
Is gone.
Okay.
It's just AC. So, just gonna ask, do we prefer if I put up Aura Vitality, or would you like me to bless?
I'd prefer bless.
Yeah, at least right now.
Alright.
Sure.
What do you mean, Nate is soon lying with his face in the ground? No.
He is more than bloodied.
Already? Fudge.
Jesus, that was quick.
He just took 2 heavy hits.
Oh, God. This guy's not messing around.
Do you think you can last a turn more before I start healing? Yeah, do you want me to
Yes.
get going on that? Alright. If worse comes to worse, I'll use life transference.
Technically, can I use healing words going woof?
No.
No.
Casting spells is a very late thing you get for the shapeshift.
It's like level 17 and only
I
for
don't
certain-
know.
Wait, no, I think it's all druids actually.
Yeah, all druids, but very late.
I mean, next level, at least they can pick CR3 creatures.
Yeah.
And then I can be a spotted lion and such. It's nice.
I can spot a lion.
Fair. I can also become a killer whale, which is kind of cool. Oh, and then the level after that, I can become an elephant. Just wait until I can hit CR5, and then I'm gonna be a giant crocodile. Rawr.
Giant enemy crab.
I think Nate could also kill a whale.
Probably.
Just screaming that
Ooh.
one mastodon song at the top of his lungs.
So, I also get the ability to wild shape into elementals at some point. That's kind of cool.
Here's a quick question. How many of us actually did have a potion of resistance that we forgot to drink?
One?
Me! I have one!
So do I.
I also have a
Cough, cough.
potion of heroism. Oh boy.
Yeah, I know what I'm using my bonus action for next turn.
Currently they are in my form. So, I'll get to it once I drop out of wild shape.
Yeah.
Less than 2 minutes after I reported the bot on stream chat, it has already been handled by Twitch.
Nice.
Nice!
That was quick.
Yeah,
Feel the
some-
banhammer.
Sometimes Twitch are quick. I hear their
Sometimes.
moderation team is very much up in arms right now because Twitch just had an apocalypse. So,
Oh wow.
Yeah, the
Othokent.
apocalypse is not real.
Yes.
So,
It can't hurt you.
game.
Othokent, it is your turn.
Yes, I shall step forward the 10 feet. And then upon all my friends, I cast Bless. And I use a 3rd level spell slot so I can hit all of us. So that is for Gobs, that is for me, that is for Wolf, that is for Nate, and that is for Ibrahim.
Alrighty. Fantastic.
then-
What else would you like to do?
I'm going to use the last 40 feet of my movement to... Actually, I only have 30, so I'm going to go over here. Just to make sure I'm out of range of that guy, and we still have bonus action potion drinking rule here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to drink my potion of resistance.
Good.
And I'd like to be resistant to cold, please.
Why?
Yeah, what do I?
I don't know. I don't get it.
huh. Can't
Why
imagine-
not fire?
Is there
can't imagine why
anything
that's
else?
a good idea.
Anything
No,
else you'd like to
that's-
do?
That's all turn. Next person.
Another legendary action is coming in. He is going
Fudge.
to cast once again freeze the will. Only this one is going to be on Gobs.
All right.
So
What was
yeah,
the
it's
save
a
again?
DC 16. It was a Constitution save, I believe. Let me look at it again.
Wisdom.
I was about to say it's mind
Or
affecting.
wisdom. It's wisdom. Wisdom. Yeah.
All right. 19.
Okay, so you make the save, so it has no effect on you whatsoever, but you will still hear what he says into your mind.
Unborn Even your friends are afraid of you. Don't fight it. Let the cold of the void consume you. You will never be more than a failed experiment, and your only value is on the dissection table.
But you're able to resist it. And now it's Talah Wolf. Talah Wolf.
Woo!
Now streaming on Amazon Prime.
Oh, that would be so cool. So, I have pack tactics, so I have advantage on the attack roll against this guy.
Go for it.
I'm gonna try and bite him. 20?
You succeed.
Rar.
Fantastic.
And he has to make a strength save. DC 13. Not a lot, but hey.
Strength save, you said?
Yes.
And what is this to do for you to be able to grab
Knock him prone.
Okay, he will use his one of his legendary resistances to succeed on that.
Alrighty.
Awesome.
Well, at least I burned one.
Excellent.
So what was his legendary abilities? He used one.
Freeze the Will and Frozen Grasp are the two that he has used so far.
And legendary resistance is pretty much just X amount of
Right,
times.
but he used Freeze the Will twice, and he used the Frozen Ground thing once, so that's 3 already.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thought they could only do 3 per turn.
A legendary resistance doesn't count as
it's
a
different thing.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, but still, legendary actions, they vary, but most creatures have 3. But they can have more or less depending on the DM's discretion.
Right, they can have more, but they can only use them 3 times.
But his turn's coming up, and then they refresh, or was that top of the round? On his turn, okay.
Yeah, it's on his turn.
Okay.
And I will tell you, his abilities have so many usage. So
yeah.
So I'll give you guys that. Like, for example, he can only use one of them once. The other ones he can use multiple times.
Right.
That's
well.
Usually the limit is 3 legendary actions per round, but the DM can change this as needed, but 3 is the standard. Okay.
Yeah, well.
And
we'll figure out. We'll figure it out. Maybe he has 20. Yeah, that's my turn.
Alright. It is now the Heart of Winter's turn.
Come at me, Frosty.
He is going to fly up to 20 feet. So both of you get your attacks of opportunities as he attempts to float away.
I believe he's still affected by the despair thing.
Your despair thing's gone.
It doesn't matter, he was affected by it. It lasts until... Let me just check. Let's see here. The despair thing, Weight of Sorrow. Oh, starts the turn, never mind. Yeah, you're right, it's gone. Never mind. I thought it was just within 5. Okay, attacks, you said?
Yeah, yep, because he's trying to float out of your attack range.
So this is still with advantage for me because of pack tactics, yes?
Yes, and it's advantage for Gobs because you're flanking.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And you have also Bless.
That's that. Yeah, fair.
That hits.
His speed drops to 0 because of Sentinel.
Oh, yes! Yes!
And he takes an additional 3 damage, so that's 11 damage from me.
High 5, Gobs!
1 and
Whole 5.
That much. Okay, cool.
As he
starts to go up, you hit him. He goes, "Oh, fine. You can have my attention." And he is going to flick 2 of his hands, and 2 of the icicle swords are going to shoot at you.
Right.
should be able to click this. It should
That
just
was
roll
so cool, though.
it. Does a 20 hit?
Yes, it does.
So first you take... you're going to take 5 piercing damage
All right.
and an additional 7 cold damage as the first one, strikes to the outside of your shoulder, leaves a big gash.
Yep. Got it.
And then his second one, 19. Does that hit?
Barely hits.
All right. So once again, you're going to take 6 piercing as the second one hits a little bit higher on the same shoulder, and another 7 cold.
Alrighty then.
And that's the end of his turn. Abraham, what would you like to do, my friend?
Already concentrating, so not that spell. Magic Missile upcast to 4th level.
Okay. Give us a roll on it.
Then how do you want to do it? Roll for average or roll each dart?
I've said it's up to you. I know it's been a while since you've used it, so we just need to make sure whichever way we're doing it, we do it that way every time. So do you want to roll it every time, or do you just want to say when you roll it, it's that times how many missiles?
I'll roll them all out.
Okay.
Three more. Yay, minimum. 8.
5, 8,
11.
11, 16, 19. Did I count that right?
There's 3, 4, so that's 12 plus another 7. Yeah, that's 19.
All right. Yep. They zip around Talah in a really pretty light show and just pop, 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 as he gets hit from each and every angle.
Nice.
Anything else you'd like to do? Abraham?
Just crossed over
He
on the
moved.
map.
Okay. Alrighty. Hold on. The girls just got home, so they're making a lot of noise. Alright. At the end of your turn, Abraham, he's going to use his next legendary action, and he is going to use Freeze the Will. And he's going to use it on Abraham. So, Abraham, Wisdom save, DC 16. Yes, I know. And this is what Abraham hears.
You, a keeper of knowledge? A hedge wizard with more power in his delusions than his spell book. Lily will be better off when you're dead. You know none of this is real, right? You'll wake up in the morning at your run-down shop with nothing but your pain and your fat bird. And that's all you deserve.
And you take 11 cold damage. And all the other requisite things that applies.
Okay.
Awesome. Mr. Nathaniel Pippin, what would you like to do, sir?
Well, thankfully he didn't freeze my willy at this time. So He is.
Well, he did. It just you warmed up to him.
So I am gonna move slightly.
Typey goes the doc.
Actually,
Aggressive typing.
How's
It's
that
very
movement gonna
nice.
go? Let me redo that.
He is very sweet.
Yeah, like this. That's gonna be fine.
Awesome.
And I have all my actions back, right?
Yeah, because it's past the end of his turn.
Yep. I'm gonna use a bonus action to drink a healing potion. 2d4 plus 2. 7. Okey-dokey. And then I am gonna use my action to shoot him again.
Go for it.
Gonna drag his attention towards me some more. So, does that hit?
Yes, a 24 hits.
Okay. His thingies. Yeah, he attacked the
He's attacked
Gobx
multiple
directly.
people. Yep.
Yeah. So that on top.
So 40 points of damage.
Yep.
Excellent.
And second attack. Just do a normal one. Does the no touchy happen every hit?
Mm-hmm.
Well then.
All right, so that's what, 26, 33?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, that first one hits him good. It actually hits just below where his heart would be. And you can actually see him double over a little bit on that. And the second one hits him on the other side of his chest and kind of pops him back up. So he's the blood is trickling out and then freezing immediately on his body.
Yeah, and just got your attention. Are you gonna stay? I'll give you your sword to you in just a moment.
Deception check? I don't know. No, sorry. Anything else you'd like to do?
What do you mean deception? No, that
He's
is,
gonna give it to
yeah.
him, all right.
Yeah, no, that's what happens when you're lying, because he's gonna kill you. That was a message from the DM. I'm joking. Go ahead. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that is his turn.
All right, Gobs, it is your turn.
All right, it's a bonus action to drink a potion, I believe, so I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Gonna drink a potion of resistance, selecting ice. Well,
Hey,
cold.
that's not a bad idea. That might have been something you should have done whenever you guys were walking up, but what do I know?
Yeah, we talked about it while you were away.
We stand out by our idiocy.
All right, and following that is going to make my regular attacks. That should be a crit because that's a 19. Because of the Hexblade's curse.
Yep.
And I have set the crit rate up, so it doesn't roll it as a crit.
All right, well, manually roll what you're missing.
Nice.
There we go.
Okay.
And remember that a 3 is added to that as well because of the curse.
All right, so 22.
Yeah, actually I have a talk of that. I should just talk of that. All right, second attack.
Fantastic. Go for it.
Another crit.
Holy shit!
Drop the hammer.
Roar!
Alright, so that's 9, 13?
Yes, it's 13 on the second.
Alright,
Both of those were
fantastic.
crits.
Awesome. What else would you like to do?
Nothing else. I have no more actions, and I'd like to remain stationed where I am.
Yep, and so your first hit catches him in the back of the knee, and he kind of falters and starts to fall a little bit, and your second hit actually drops him back down. So he lands and he's not prone, but he's back on the ground at this point. And there's exposed bone, and he does not look happy at all. All right. And Othokent, I believe it's your turn, my friend.
Indeed. So first, I take a step towards Nathaniel. And I use my medicine kit. Just need to see. It is right there. Heal.
Can you do that?
It's an action.
Yeah. It's an action to heal you.
He is
No,
really good at healing you.
Oh, how many times could you use that on a person?
We've had a quote-unquote short rest. I got all the abilities back that refresh on a short rest, which include my healer's kit.
So you can use that on everyone again.
Okay. Good. Sorry.
Twice on
It's
everyone?
okay. Twice on everyone.
Okay.
Amazing.
So the AI is going to patch you up, going, "Don't worry, I got you. Here's some morphine." And then I can see Gobx is kind of hurt, so I'm gonna try and be a good friend.
Can you also use that on yourself?
Yes. I am going to cast a second level Ely Word!
For 12, right?
Yes. And if I had taken any damage, I would also have healed for a little bit, but it's okay.
Excellent. And you're still invisible.
Yeah, and I'm just going to make even more distance between me and the wintry butthole. There you go.
Understandable. Anything else you'd like to do, sir?
No, that's my turn.
As you rush around, you patch up Nate, you throw out your divine magic. That warmth flows through Gobs as her wounds begin to close. You can actually, Gobs, from your perspective, you can see the Heart of Winter's eyes dashing around trying to figure out where that's coming from, but it's fairly evident that he doesn't have the ability to see where Otho is. At the end of Otho's turn, though, he is going to lock eyes with Talah and just smile. And Talah,
Yeah.
would you like to make a wisdom saving throw,
No.
DC 17, as he uses a legendary action?
I would prefer not to, but I mean, just because
you
you
can
asked so
choose to fail to
nicely.
save.
I don't know, you asked so nicely, I'll give it to you anyway. 20.
Give it to me, baby.
All right, so you do not take the damage nor feel the effects, but you still hear what he says in your mind.
Oh, God.
Disappointment, selfish, short-sighted. Your brother's failures are because he couldn't handle being compared to you. It breaks your father's heart that you won't lead the city. You value flowers more than family. Pippin is going to die, and it's all your fault.
All right, it is now your turn.
That hurt Nari! Can you roll psychic damage for Nari?
Now you take 4 psychic damage.
Yep, I now have a nosebleed. Thank you.
You're welcome. You asked me to. All right, what would you like to do, Wolf Talah?
A tear is gonna roll down from the wolf's eye.
Which it does freeze immediately.
That's fair. And then, kind of fueled with the rage, I'm gonna bite him again. Hiya! Ha! Let's go!
All right, that hits. Wow. Yeah. And then he's got to make the strength saving throw.
Yes. That just happens when I hit. He does not make it.
And he is prone.
He is prone.
As you bite and you wrench on the knee, and so that he's smirking, and then suddenly giant wolf mouth, and he's dragged to the ground.
Yeah. And Just flavor text pinning him to the ground with my paws.
Yep.
I do not think he enjoys the slam jam.
So yeah, that I'm gonna growl at him really loudly, and that's it. It's all really flavor stuff. I don't really have any bonus actions here. Unless intimidation can be a bonus action with the growling, but... doubt it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. It is now his turn. And let's see. Abraham's out of range. All right. He is going to stand back up for half of his movement. And he is going to use Death Blossom. All of his ice weapons that are floating around him are going to shoot out in every direction, allowing him to make a 5 weapon attacks to anybody within 30 feet of him.
Otho, you're positioned pretty well there.
He couldn't
That's
see
the
him
point.
anyways. All right, so he is going to do this.
Did he get up for that?
Yeah, he stood up.
Okay. I missed that. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me make it clear. He did stand up. Was there something you had that was going to prevent him from doing so?
No, but I didn't hear that part. Whether did you say that? I don't know. Anyway.
I did, but that's okay. So, first one is going to go against Talah.
Okay.
It's a 19 hit.
19 hits.
You take 10 piercing. And another 8 cold damage. Then
Okay.
he's going to throw one at Gobx, who's right behind him. Oof.
Oh yeah, he hits.
Yeah, he hits. So Gobs, you will take 5 piercing and 9 cold.
The 9 cold is halved.
If you have from the potion of resistance, yep.
Yeah, so that is 5 or 4. Do we roll up or down?
You round down.
Round down, so 4.
And then the other 3. Well, no. Yeah, the other 3 he'd throw at Nate for sure. Does a 10 obviously does not hit. A 27 I'm pretty sure does. Nate?
Yep.
Woof. That is 13 piercing and only 1 cold. That's good. And then let's see how his last attack goes.
Doc, we can hear whatever you're doing.
Does a 16 hit? Nathan?
Oh, 16, no.
16. All right, so what he does is when he stands up, he just pulls his arms in and then flicks his arms out, and all of these spikes, all of these ice-bound weapons he's created just shoot out everywhere from him, hitting the appropriate people, missing a couple others. And then he has no weapon, so as his bonus action, he will generate his missing 2 spears. He can only generate 2 a turn. So he will generate 2 more, and he will lift slightly off the ground. He's back up to about 4 feet. And that is the end of his turn.
Okay.
Abraham, what would you like to do? Cinnabuns? Hello? Abraham?
Sexy McD, boys.
There he is.
I have 2 attack spells that will actually matter. I'll upcast Scorching Ray to 3rd level.
Him? That one does not hit. The 3rd one does. 8 fire. Awesome. Let me get that down. That one hits.
Oh, I took damage. 1 sec. That is not supposed to be with advantage. Barkskin is gone.
What level did you cast Scorching Ray at?
4th level, giving me an extra
level.
ray. Sorry, 3rd
Alright.
level, giving me an extra ray.
Yeah, that's why I was asking it, because I thought you said 4th. But if you're saying 3rd down, that's fine. It's up to you.
I'm at a 4th, I was wrong.
All right. So yeah, the first 2. So the first one glances off one of his newly formed ice spears. The second one misses wide, but because of the way that they flowed, you were able to dial in the other 2 and strike him pretty squarely in the chest. He's definitely taken a lot of damage. You can tell a lot of his bravado has begun to drop at this point, and that was 17 damage. Good. All right, got it.
Okay.
Awesome. Oh, you know what? Let's go back, Nate, because I messed something up then. I keep forgetting about your protection from good and evil.
What?
It's on Talah.
Yeah, it's on me.
Talah,
You hit me
not
anyway.
me.
Well,
You attacked me last, right?
yeah. So it's on you or it's on Talah?
It was on me. You already hit me anyway.
Oh, all those saves Nate should have been doing should have been at disadvantage then. Okay, that's okay.
I was already
messed up.
failing them.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Anything else you'd like to do, Abraham?
No.
All right, Nate, it is your turn.
Yeah, so this is such a bad idea.
You can
Nate,
do it, Nate.
It's
Do
gonna start running towards him
Yes.
out of window,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna pull out the sword
Yes.
and gonna start trying to attack him.
Okay.
And he has all his actions, right?
Nate does? Yeah.
Yeah, so playing a warrior.
Okay.
Why didn't it? There we go. And first attack. I hope I've input all the things correctly.
That hits.
I hope you correct me if anything's wrong here.
Sure.
So that and playing a warrior.
Excellent.
And sure, let's add the favorite foe too.
Awesome. Okay, so that's 22, 24, 25 damage. This blow absolutely rocks him. You see pure terror on his face when you run up and you pull out the sword and go to hit him with it. So yeah, you cut this deep gash across his chest. And he is now kind of on his knees in the mud looking terrified. Make your next attack at advantage because he is 100% afraid of you and terrified. Don't forget bless.
Sure. I was
Yeah,
about to
bless.
use my inspiration, but
Oh,
yes.
sure. Either and or both.
Start with bless. It's a D4.
Okay, that would make it where it hits.
No, neat. So that.
Nate,
Huh?
how would you like to do this, my friend? As he's on his knees, frozen blood all across him, looking up at you with pure terror in his eyes. As you bring down the final blow, what do you do?
This time I'm not alone. He just says out loud, and he moves like he's reminding himself of the vision he had, and just stabs him through the chest and up through his heart,
You
like in the dream or vision.
excellent. So you turn the sword over, put both hands on the hilt, and you step into it and shoulder into it, and you drive it as hard as you can straight into the center of his breast. And it pierces the heart. You hear the gasp go out of him. And he actually kind of stumbles up and stumbles back, and you start to hear the cracking of frost as ice begins to form all across him, as he begins to lose control of his abilities, to lose control of winter itself, as he begins to freeze over and stands there as a statue encased in ice with this glittering golden sword sticking out of his chest. And the storm around you begins to fade. It continues to snow, but it's no longer the bitter blizzard. It is the gentle snowfall of Christmas morning. And the heart of winter has been defeated.
Nate is looking in disbelief and then falls to his knees.
I think I'm just gonna sit down for a bit.
Do not fear. I still have plenty of medical supplies.
I'm dropping wild shape and also falling to my knees.
That's very scary when we can't see you, Otho.
Ooh.
Talah, I did it. We did it. I'm still here. How?
Talah's just gonna tackle Nate at this point.
You're gonna feel a little pinch, Gobx.
Huh? Ow!
Tackle him. Give him a smooch. All that. Just absolute joy. He is still here.
Nate is crying.
Yeah. Talah joins in on that.
Kept
See
all
what
the
the-
promises.
You guys start to hear the clopping of hooves as riding over the bridge on his fabulous elk comes the Song of Autumn.
Gobs gets up and walks a bit away.
Oh, yeah, he would be right about there. Like so. Imprisoned him, did you?
I don't know what Nate did, and I'd say give them a few moments.
All right. Well, just know I need to take him back to his realm, otherwise he'll thaw here. And I don't think any of us want that just yet.
It won't be long. They just changed their fate. Just give them like 5 minutes. Let them collect themselves.
Of course. He kind of sits up straight, and he's got his long bladed ransor in his stirrup, and he's just waiting patiently.
The thing is, at this point, Gobx realizes her arm is still transformed and rapidly transforms it back.
Beautiful showmanship of fire there, Abraham.
Said the voice
Yes.
from nowhere.
Yes, I suppose it was beneficial that you were hidden the entire time.
Oh, definitely. I could feel him scowling for me. That angry old prick.
Yeah, you should be happy he wasn't able to see. I think he reached inside and did some things.
He'd feel free to try. My resolve is unshakable.
Oh no, he didn't hurt or anything, but, he's still being a hurtful bastard.
Nah.
He
But my
was
good
always
friend
a bit
Abraham.
callow with his words.
I don't know what he said to you when he did whatever he did, but Abraham made sure it didn't happen to me, and for that I'm grateful.
Well, whatever he said wasn't true, so don't bother me.
Good.
Hey, Dinosaur. I kept our promise. We did it. Thank you.
You hear no answer.
Not expecting one.
Yeah, encased in the block of ice that is now the heart of winter. The only thing that's not that pale bluish white is the glowing golden gleam of the hilt of Alana Sewell sticking out of his chest.
Can I link the weapon in chat, by the way?
Sure.
Now that it's locked in without a window.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, immune to charmed and frightened. Nice.
Wow.
Jeez.
I see why he didn't need
That's
protection.
cool. Nice. Now I kind of still want to hear the thing for Othokent.
Yes.
He reawakens for a brief moment,
Yeah,
casts
just
it on Earth again,
yeah,
just enough so Nate has to twist the sword.
Just a second. Ah!
Oh no, you don't.
Sunscreen, can we hear that? Please. Yay!
Sure. If he'd been able to cast it on Otho, this is what Otho would have heard in his head.
A false priest of a false god, playing with false emotions. Carrion feeder. You consume the despair of others for nourishment. Your foolish people fled the sun for cold darkness. You expect to bring them back? Let the heart of winter infest you, and chill your blood to ice.
So yeah,
Nice.
that's what Otho would have heard.
That would have made him mad.
I love how you're coming from different angles. Like the sound
Yeah.
switches from side to side with my headset. It's creepy as fuck, and I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have to say
Yeah.
the coup de grace here was the one on Talah. Nate, it
Oh
is your
boy!
fault.
Holy!
that's the one that took me so much time because I did 3 different voices and I had to enunciate them and time them to match.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you already poked me with the reminiscing of that one episode that we will never mention again. And then you pulled that shit on me, and I was just, no.
So coming out of the icy river comes the big ice frost elemental that you guys fought previously.
Aww. Yay.
And the Song of Summer goes, yes,
Oh.
yes,
Song
take
of
him.
Summer.
Yeah, or Song of Autumn. Sorry. Says yes, yes, you'll be allowed to. Once they're done, go ahead and take him back home. Let's let him sit in confinement for a bit and think of what he's done. And we'll have a conversation with him, me, him, mother, and sister, and see whenever he's reformed enough to take his rightful place back. He rides past you, Gobs, and rides up to Talah and goes, well, cousin, seems you did well. Your village is in good shape. And a chilly but refreshing rain will arrive soon to wash away the ice and snow.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you for your help.
Is there anything else my kinswoman desires at this time that I might be able to provide?
Ah. I don't know. Really?
As always, you can let Mother know. But I'll take my father back to his home and leave him imprisoned in ice until he's come back to his senses.
I know it's not my place. Can I ask you a thing before you go?
A thing?
Yeah, he kind of marked Nate. Is that something that can be undone?
I don't sense a mark under Nathaniel at this point.
Wait, really? Nate is just gonna start like taking his coat
Stripping.
off and everything.
I was like, oh dear, I didn't bring any $1 bills. I don't know what to do in this situation. No, as you lift up the back of your shirt, the scars and marks are gone.
What about the Soul of Summers mark?
The one she put on to help hide you from him?
Yeah.
Nope, that one's also faded.
Huh.
It seems you're a free man. What
Just
are you doing?
gives Talah a huge grin.
Hold on, I'm being talked to by the princess. Hey, go say
Yes.
hi to everybody in the microphone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
She can't hear you. I'm not that silly. You
What?
need 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
What, she needs
You're
poo?
welcome.
No, she can't
I'm
because she's
back.
a girl.
Oh, right.
Excuse me?
Nothing.
Hey,
Don't
I
worry
can
about it.
say it. I am of that same sex, you know?
If I go back and listen to the VOD and you said something untoward about my daughter, we're gonna have words, sir.
Sure.
All right. But
Watch through the entire VOD to find this moment.
oh, I've got timestamps.
Nice.
He just now timestamped this moment, actually.
Only
Yeah.
one I've ever stamped. But so Nimrith comes up and with one giant hand just picks up the heart of winter, and he begins walking off to the north.
Before
Hey,
he
big
leaves.
guy.
Before he leaves. Actually,
Mhm.
there's one thing I'm wondering about. Because the Heart of Winter kind of set something upon my mother. Is that resolved or?
Well, I suppose it depends on the terms of the deal he made with the Nightmare King. They are devils. They are bound by their word.
If nothing else, we'll go devil hunting.
Ooh, that's... I wish the best for you, dear cousin, if you choose to tangle with a creature like that.
I can't leave her the way she is now. So if that's what it takes,
Please look into it.
I believe that's a task more for you than for me. I have an entire season to manage, as you well know.
it's more whether or not you can pick his brain for details.
Oh, nobody's going to be talking to him for a while.
Could we perhaps talk to Soul Summer?
And a deal that someone makes with a devil are usually between the devil and themselves. Most don't share what those details are. Perhaps him being struck down like this is enough to break it, perhaps not. It all depends on the terms that were set.
Right.
So,
Besides, you have a practitioner of the arcane. If it's a nightmare king, perhaps he has a way to help you enter their dreams and do something about it.
Immediately looks at Abraham.
if need be, I will prepare all the offensive holy might I can muster.
Oh, if you go to face it, I recommend that you do so. You'll need it. But I must get back. Harvest begins in some places as soon as tomorrow, and I must make sure that things continue the cycle of life.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you.
Best wishes to you all. And he kind of spurs the elk, and it begins riding up into the sky.
Do you want
As he
anything
starts-
specific for the fall festival?
He doesn't answer. He's sleeping.
Okay.
So,
See you at the wedding.
so, Nate, Talah, how'd that
Yes.
go? Oh, it's gonna go so badly. Oh, but what if this, what if that? Everything so sad. No, you had me and Abraham and Gobs. And look, no one was barely hurt. No one died. Everything's great.
I mean, I was pretty hurt. But
Oh, yeah.
you're right. You're right.
We did literally just change fate, I think. So
Like I said, fate's not set in stone as long as I'm around. If I'm allowed to
Yes.
sound a little bit arrogant.
No, you're right.
prideful.
Everything changed because you all here. Thank you.
Anytime, friends.
We're all still here.
Mhm.
Nate is crying again. This is a big crybaby.
Yeah. Yep. Just two crybabies next to each other, just like in real life, right, Nexus?
Yep.
Aw, Nate. Permission to hug.
Yes.
All right, bring it in, group
All the
hug.
hugs. Yep.
Oh, okay. I'm still a bit cold, though.
I will be in knee height.
I just remembered that he's wearing a pimp coat and a giant fluffy scarf.
Yup. Also, I'm
And he's still
trying
invisible.
to lift
'Cause
Gobs
as far
a
as
bit.
I know, Abraham hasn't dropped it on him.
Hey,
I'd
it
say
lasts
it's
for
been
2
long.
minutes.
Yeah.
Nari, are you
It's
gonna draw this?
Yeah, that's right. Greater invisibility is a minute. It's regular invisibility. That's an hour, right?
I'm,
Yeah,
I'm
but he-
gonna draw what?
This group hug?
You know what? Sure, I'll add it to the notes.
Oh, that's gonna look beautiful.
With Otho and
Yes.
Uh,
So everybody give me insight checks.
What?
oh no.
Except for Abraham.
Was not supposed to be with advantage. So just 23.
Bliss is probably also one off at this point, so.
Well, dang.
Wow, you guys are on the
Yeah.
ball. So I will tell you guys can see Abraham, and for those of you who were subject to it, know that some very harsh things were said to you through the mental assault. Whatever was said to Abraham has obviously very much impacted him.
He did crit fail.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, old friend, you doing all right over there?
You okay?
Mr. Grissom, I couldn't have done this without you. You know that, right?
Gobx is going to reach up and sort of tug at his sleeve just to see if he's responsive. Yeah, I think he's a bit out of it.
Abraham?
Old friend?
Abraham?
So Abraham has misty stepped away and is beginning to try to walk away from you.
Abraham, what are you doing?
If there's something wrong, tell us about it. We'll help. If nothing else, look silly trying.
Nate is gonna start dashing after him.
Yeah, same.
Follow the Abraham.
Yeah, I dare say we are all running after him.
Uh-huh. Huh?
Otho, what do we do? Do we need to stop him?
Well,
I don't know what's going on.
It's hard to force help upon other people. So
There's
I am
one
not
thing I
a
can try.
psychiatrist.
There's one thing I can try, but I don't want to use magic on him.
I
No,
mean,
don't use magic.
if he doesn't want you to use magic on him, he'll stop you.
No.
That's a bit much.
I know, but it's the only thing I have.
Charm him yourself.
Fuck. Yep. Figures. Abraham, please talk to us.
At least tell us if you just need a moment alone. Whatever that voice said, I don't care for. It was the blabberings of some idiot. I don't put stock in what the universe cares about and what it says. I care about what you and I think. The rest, as you said back in the old days, can go to hell for all you care. I never stopped believing in you, and I never hated you, and I never will. So if you're still intent on going, that's fine. But please, don't just leave.
Just continue to run after Abe.
Nate does have a move speed of 35.
If necessary, I can turn into a wolf again, and then I have 50. Meaning, if I dash, I have 100.
And he can dash as a bonus action. Just at this point, Nate is just following along, not saying anything.
Oh wow, you guys are having all kinds of fun while I've been gone.
No,
No.
No,
not fun.
no.
Okay, so he's playing for you what the Heart of Winter said. Do you guys need me to replay it so you guys can all hear it again?
Yes,
I
please.
Yes,
I think for a
please.
fact, yes.
You, a keeper of knowledge? A hedge wizard with more power in his delusions than his spell book. Lily will be better off when you're dead. You know none of this is real, right? You'll wake up in the morning at your run-down shop with nothing but your pain and your fat bird. And that's all you deserve.
Awesome. So everybody is just sprinting to keep pace with you, Abraham. They are not letting you walk off and brood alone.
He also sent off Roscoe. That was real Roscoe, right? Sin?
Real Roscoe's with Lily in the city.
Oh, right. You just dismissed
Yeah.
your. Yeah, okay.
Familiar. You know that's not true, right, Mr. Grissom? That Lily is. She
She
loves
needs you.
Better off with you dead. How come that could ever be true? Without you, she would never have grown up to actually exist, and without you, she wouldn't have ever gotten to the city of Gilgamesh and met more like-minded dragons that can help her grow even more. And she cares for you.
Oh,
There is no one better. You are her father.
you can try and ask her.
Can we get turn order off the screen? Gracias.
I'm sure she'll tell you the same. And we need you too.
Do you really think Sinhai would have given that title, Keeper of Knowledge, to just anyone?
Your knowledge has been invaluable to us numerous times. We still need to figure out about the cube and this Gilgamesh's brother or whatever it is.
And even if you still blame yourself for the gosh darn sanctum, I don't. I know it's still bugging you, but it doesn't bug me. If that hadn't happened, we wouldn't have been able to help as many people as we have.
Wait, you're blaming yourself for that?
I don't care
mean,
I don't care what those voices said. I don't care what they'll ever will say. They're the opinions of idiots. Gary is a murderer, and that Heart of Winter just wanted to kill everyone because he wanted his sword wife for himself and to do God knows what with it.
Honestly, I've only heard you guys talk about that sanctum before. But if you hadn't found that, I would still be... asleep. For lack of a better term.
Well, I'm sure that means he trusts you to take care of Carrie, or at least not be persuaded by Carrie.
If you just had to hand it over, she might as well have handed it over to either me or Gobs or anyone else. There's a reason why she chose you. Like I'm saying, Abraham, if you feel you need a break or time or anything, that's fine. But don't just walk away. You're my friend, and I care for you. You're one of the first hands you gave me a chance when I came to Neap. Even if that's true, I don't care about what those situations are. Granted, it's not fun if that's the way it is, but no matter what, you're still my friend. You're the first who gave me a chance when I came to Neap. I wouldn't even dare get close to my clinic, but even though you were considered the crazy old man, you're my friend even from back then. I mean, I've known you more than I've known these kooky characters here, and still. If you need time, if you need a break, if you need anything, then tell us. It's okay, Abraham. We don't hate you, and we never will. And we don't blame you. And I know better than to believe all those lies.
And if you can't believe that yourself, then at least believe in us. You trust us with that much. You'd trust us with that much.
And all the bad that's happened, there's been so much good that you've done. We've done. You must see that too. Hell is what's kept me going. I've been terrified through all of this. And in a way, I still am.
As Nate would always say, can we talk about this later?
That is fine. I said if you need time, that's okay.
As long as we can talk.
We'll give you space. We just care. We're worried.
Please just don't disappear on us.
He does not answer. He continues walking back to the village.
Talah stops walking, just staring at the ground.
Nate walks back to her and grabs her hand and stands there.
You can't have someone else disappear on me, Nate. I know he's in a bad place right now, but
I know. I don't know what to do.
We've done all we can, I think.
I know it's selfish to think that, but he's a very big part of the reason why I am standing here right now.
Yes.
That is all the more reason we should give him time if that is what he needs.
He spoke to us, asked for time. That's all we can hope for. We just need to be ready to speak to him when he feels ready. Whatever that end up being.
Whatever choice he makes, whatever path he chooses, we are going to support him on it. Because he is our friend. Simple as.
Yeah. Let's head back to the village. You two have parents that are likely worried sick about you. Let's focus on that for now. Especially if they see Abraham return alone, they might be really worried, so let's soothe that as soon as we can. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe you guys go ahead. See if you can find something nice and warm to drink.
Oh, that would
the
be
town.
lovely. Feels like my fingers are about to fall off.
Yep. We'll give you two
Ask
some
my
time.
dad for the good stash.
Ooh, there's a good stash.
That ought to warm you up.
Is it like special import coffee or something? I'm just gonna be surprised by it.
It's
Come,
something
Gobs,
like
for adventure.
It's called Dragonfire whiskey or something.
Hey, so just to save our lives when he inevitably threatens us with that axe of his, where are you two going to be? Just back
Later.
there?
We'll be there.
Alright, got it.
There's also some winter blossom or something along the way. We don't understand flowers.
No, we do not.
And
I
he
mean-
doesn't either. So,
Exactly.
Right,
Awesome.
following Othokent.
make sure he doesn't kill Nate when we get there.
We'll tie him up.
I'll give
Little
him a good old.
drastic.
I'll give him a good old lizard hug so he doesn't.
Lizard folk death roll.
No.
It's like, oh god. Talah wraps Nate in a big embrace.
Yeah. Returns it. Just need a few breaths. Maybe find some flowers on the way back.
Maybe. Right now, I really just want to hold you.
Mm. Likewise. Feels kind of weird.
What did he say to you? If it's half as bad as what Abraham heard, then
I I mean, it was just more of the same that I've heard so much lately. That I'm just more or less a failure and not this big hero and all that. It's okay.
Well, you proved him wrong on that one.
Yeah, I proved myself wrong. Anyways,
And you proved me right.
yes, you are always right.
Sure.
So, did you notice how all the vases were full of wilted flowers? Your dad hasn't been taking care of them at all.
Yeah. He, doesn't really have those green fingers. I mean, he literally has green fingers, but he doesn't. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, was funny though. Oh, perhaps we can teach him someday.
Perhaps.
So let's get back. I'm worried about everyone, actually.
Yeah, with my
For the first
dad
time
wielding an
in.
axe.
I mean, that's that. But him learning that the city is safe again, it's gonna relax him quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, but there's a difference between my dad wielding an axe in the woods to chop up some wood and my dad in defensive mode with an axe in the house.
Well, I trust Otho to talk your dad down.
Probably. But yes, let's get to them.
Abraham, would you have wandered back to the house, or did you wander off somewhere else?
What other options are in this village? Is there
I mean,
such a
there's
thing as a tavern?
there would be. Whether it would be open at the moment or not is questionable.
Yeah, it's probably just as about as questionable as a magic missile to a lock would matter.
Okay.
Just let me know what I need to do to get inside.
So yeah, you're able to find the local tavern, and like you mentioned, for someone of your arcane persuasions,
I
depending
can
on
misty
how,
step through windows, shit like that.
yeah. So it depends on Abraham's proclivities. Would he, think to put a mage hand through a window and then
Doesn't have
unlock
it.
the door, or would he misty step through it, or would he just blow the door off its hinges to get in?
Misty step. He's not looking to be destructive. He just doesn't want to
Yeah.
be stopped.
Yeah, so you're able to misty step inside. There's no fire going. It's cold. It's obviously not as cold as it is outside. There's kind of frost on all the bottles.
Throw in any stacked wood nearby. Prestidigation at a light. Firebolt at a light as needed.
Mm-hmm. You're
Find
able to get it
himself.
started without too much trouble. Yeah.
Find himself a bottle of wine and a mug. And he sits in front of the fire, staring at the chaos and the destruction of wood to produce heat, and contemplates the metaphysical planes of life, the pathways people take, fate, whether it exists or not.
So Nate and Talah, as you make it back to Talah's house, you hear off-key singing from inside. Sorry, I think I cut that off so you guys didn't
What
hear
a
it.
beautiful song.
The awesome singing of your father and Othokent and Gobs from inside as you walk up to the door.
Well, that's lovely.
I'm surprised we didn't have to fight down her dad. I was fully
Kinda.
prepared for,
No,
I was fully prepared for this to be an
I
active
told him to
conversation.
not open the door.
Yeah, well, I mean, as soon as your friends came back and said you were fine and that the fight was over, he wouldn't have had a big problem. And the thing that strikes you as kind of odd, Talah, it's just kind of weird walking back and seeing like there's not really. It looks just like a snowy day in the village, right? The only exception is the occasional gigantic. Well, it looks like somebody had uprooted a tree, which are from the footsteps of the giant wood/pumpkin headed scarecrow that walked through the village on its way to the battle.
Mm.
That's the only thing that distinguishes it from a day from your childhood.
Big question here. Did my dad actually bring out the good stuff?
Oh yeah.
That's also unusual, because that's his stash. He wouldn't just take that out for anyone.
Yep. Well, he was stingy with it. They didn't get like full shot glasses of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
But and then he's also he would have made hot cocoa and used it to spike the hot cocoa because it adds a cinnamon flavor to it.
Yeah.
Come sing with us, girl.
He's practically been drinking out of the bottle. Said it's fine.
It is fine. It's my bottle. Who
Of
else
course
would
it
drink
is.
out of it? His cheeks are very red. He's kind of sweaty. He said it a bit to her.
I'll walk up to him, pat him on the shoulder. There, Dad.
He grabs you by the waist and begins to swing you around dancing with you.
I didn't cast Lesser Restoration, so he's no longer drunk.
He sobers up immediately and continues dancing. I haven't danced with a pretty girl since the last time I saw your mama.
Ah, that is a
Oh!
And
The smile fades a bit as he mentions that.
I know. I miss her too.
I just hope to bring her home one day.
That'd be nice. I'm not as... Doesn't really feel like home anymore. Hasn't really since she's been gone, and that's been exacerbated by you and your brother being gone.
I never meant to leave for that long.
No one ever does. Your brother was going to be right back. Your mother said it was just temporary, and you were just going out to pick flowers.
Well,
I couldn't
that
exactly go out looking for anybody because what would have happened if I was gone and you came home?
Yeah.
Well, still, in the end, it's mostly turned out for the better.
Yep. Where's your older gentleman friend?
He's taking a moment. He's fine. He's fine. He lived. He's just taking a bit to himself. Don't worry about it.
The Heart of Winter was rather cruel with its foul fey magics, so he's taking a moment for himself to recuperate.
Imagine so. Well, I've got a leg of ham in the back. I How about I go cut that up? Talah, you know where the bread is. Why don't you go get the bread knife out of the drawer by the sink and cut us some slices? And I've got some pickled onions and some peppers, and I think I've got the eggs and the oil. I'll make some mayonnaise, and maybe we can have us some sandwiches and just relax for a little bit. How's that sound, boys? And young lady, he says to you, Gobs.
Yeah. I suppose you don't want me smoking in here, though, right?
He smokes
Well-
cigars in his office. I bet it's fine.
That's only occasionally, and you know it. Smoking's a terrible habit you shouldn't have, little lady.
I don't have it. You have it.
I wasn't talking to you, daughter.
Well, I do have it.
Well, stop it.
Then you stop it.
I do stop it, except for 3 to 4 times a year.
I'm just gonna step outside for a bit.
Or into his office. That works too.
Do not smoke
Outside.
cigarettes in my office. Your mother would kill me if she came in and smelled
Your
my office
vanilla
full of cigarettes.
cigars smell even worse. What's the
No.
difference?
No, there's a richness to it. There's a richness, and he mumbles that as he starts walking down to the cellar where he keeps the ham hocks and whatnot.
Like, seriously, why do you even smell them before you light them?
It smells delicious.
Now, Talah, everyone has their preferences for smells and free time.
I do agree. I like
Nate
the
understands
smell.
this. The scent of smell means something different to fellas.
That,
Like,
that
if
is
you're-
correct.
If I could, whenever I'm feeling especially sad, I go up and open your mother's wardrobe, and just the smell, just the smell alone is enough to make me sad and happy at the same time. Because of all the memories that smell brings to me.
I mean, Talah, I'm going to ask you a very simple question here. Do you enjoy the smell of elderflower?
Yes?
Yeah, to some people that smells like cat urine.
Huh. Quickly grabs her notebook and notes that down under the tab elderflower.
Into my home, eating my food, telling me what to do with my house and my cigar.
And my house with the smell of your cigars all throughout it.
You didn't pay for it. I built your robe. Nate's dad made your bed, your crib, your dresser. Not you.
You do know that Atiz stole some of your cigars once or twice and smoked them in his room, right?
Yes, that's why he walks with a limp.
Oof.
Atiz does not walk with a limp, just to be clear.
No.
Yeah, I dive.
Oh man, I'm gonna need one after this visit. He comes back up with the whole ham all over his shoulder, just because it's the only thing that gets rid of the headache. And more like your mother every day.
And I remember her telling you to quit.
I mean, Mr. Jaeger, if you
Are
need either natural medicines or industrial ones, just tell me so.
Are you guys leaving soon? Because suddenly my home has been a lot less peaceful. And then he just winks at you, Talah, and goes into the kitchen to start cutting up the ham.
Talah at some point is going to go to his office, take one of those cigars, and then just walk over to him and hand it to him.
Oh, I don't need that. I'm not nervous today.
Not a celebratory smoke, then?
Nah, it's for calming the nerves, not for celebrating. Celebrating's the special bottle and the hugs and the dance with a pretty girl.
Then why did you smoke one? Never mind. After that... Fine. After you struck that big deal with the whole trading with another town nearby and such, that was very stressful to get there, and then you had a smoke.
And because the stress of having to fulfill our end of the bargain hit me.
Huh.
I mean, 40 wagons worth of good, clean lumber with no knots is not easy.
Yeah, I believe the Pippin family was very busy with that for a long while.
They were. They were. I should have had more faith on him. And that's the real thing you should get onto me there. I should have known from the get-go I had nothing to be nervous about.
Well, once a Pippin makes a promise, they tend to keep it.
He'd sure better.
Come on, don't give him a hard time.
I didn't say anything to him yet.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you should just talk to him for once.
Nate, get the eggs.
Check out chat.
What?
Sounds good.
X?
I see.
Okay.
It.
Just have a normal conversation with them. No if, ands, or buts, or threats.
I make no promises.
Dad, I actually really like him, okay?
You always have. Don't worry about it. Nate,
Just be
friend,
nice.
you know where they are. They're downstairs. We're going to need 6 of them. Bring them up here. Hurry up.
Already at it.
Poke him with my
Yes, sir.
elbow. Be nice.
I'm being nice. When you come up with the eggs, he's just, all right, get the bowl from up there. You know where it's at.
Yep.
As he's cutting him, he goes, all right, now you need to add, go ahead and break the eggs, put them all in the bowl,
Sure thing, sir.
add a little bit of
Yep.
mustard,
Yeah.
okay, and throw in, here, and he tosses you a lemon. Go ahead and squeeze that into it.
Oh, nice.
All right, add a pinch of salt. And then grab that whisk out of that drawer over there and get to it.
Okay. Sure.
And he kind of walks over while you're making it and goes, see, you know what's strange about mayonnaise, Nate?
No? What's strange,
It doesn't
sir?
make sense, does it? Right? Eggs mixed with mustard, mixed with citrus, mixed with some salt. But when you put it all together, it comes out to be something different.
I mean, yes.
So it wouldn't make sense to just smear eggs on bread for a sandwich, now would it?
I mean, that depends, sir.
My
Egg and ham
point
sandwich.
is well, right, you could do it that way, but I'm talking about like as a condiment.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
not so much.
We had to take the eggs and put them through changes to make it worth being part of the meal.
Right.
Are you following what I'm saying?
Are we still talking about mayonnaise?
Talah, I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Sorry, sir. By the way, do we have any more of those cigars that smell of vanilla? I really like those. Like the smell of them, I mean.
I would recommend against it. Just get something
No.
else that smells like vanilla.
No, I don't smoke, but like 1 year, like, what was it, 10 years ago or something? You had some vanilla flavored ones or something. It smelled really good.
They always have vanilla. It was because it was the only ones I could smoke, and her mom wouldn't get mad at me, or as mad at me for. She didn't think they smelled
Oh.
as bad, so I used that as an excuse to get them. Here's
Yeah,
the
and I
point.
think they smell worse.
Oh,
We're not talking to you right now, Talah. The point is, boy, you're the eggs. Okay?
And I'm going to beat you.
so
Stole my joke.
just crack my shell and whisk me?
No. Life has done that to you.
Oh,
You were only good for one thing beforehand, but now that you're out of
Oh,
your shell,
well,
and you've been exposed to other things, and you've been mixed up, you're like mayonnaise. You can go on sandwiches.
You're
you
super
can be used
white.
in different things. Oh, swear to God, I hate you all.
Is Talah the sandwich?
No, I'm not wanting him to get his mayonnaise all up inside you. Please.
Someone timestamp this, please.
Yes, he is not going to be the mayonnaise that gets all up in between your buns. Lord.
You did this.
No, everyone.
What I'm trying to say is that I'm proud of you, right? When you left, I was mad because I kind of thought all of this was your fault, that she was gone, and that was unfair.
Right.
But you've done good,
Thank you.
and as long as she never has a moment of sadness for the rest of her life, I won't hurt you.
What?
Okay. Well, I'll do my best.
Not good enough. Do better than that. Earn it every day. Every day.
I do.
Wake up in the morning, first thought should be, what am I doing to make Talah happy today? Second thought should be, where's the bathroom? Because you probably have to pee.
Well, okay. So I need to stop making oatmeal every morning.
No, that should be the third thought.
If you make oatmeal half as poorly as you're making that mayonnaise right now, yes.
What?
Them's fighting words, Nate.
I thought the mayonnaise was doing pretty good.
There's lumps in it. I don't even know how you managed to do that.
I'll
Looks
just
like it's
whisk it
split.
extra hard.
Talah, come give him a hand.
Sure.
And Dad slips out. When you get in there, Talah, there's nothing wrong with it. He was just using that as an excuse to let you two be in the kitchen.
What?
And
Nothing's.
he's now sitting by the fire, and you can hear him lighting up one of the awful cigars. He goes, "All right, bring me
no.
2, and I'd like some tomatoes and some of those pickled onions."
Huh. Sure. Talah's gonna put some extra pepper on this.
And so he's reclined back in his chair. Gobs and Othokent continue to have their conversation about what to do to help her kick some bad habits. And Abraham, all by himself, falls asleep eventually. Restless dreams approach him as he sits in front of a fire in an empty bar. And I do believe that's where we will end our session for this week.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
As
Thank y'all.
always, for those of you watching on stream, we appreciate you guys being here. I don't know what next week will bring, as it is a holiday here in Freedom Land. So I'm not sure if we will be able to get the whole crew together. But if we don't see you next week, we'll see you soon after. And as always, we appreciate you. And that's it. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
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 Happy Thanksgiving.